Welcome back. Now, when it comes to taxes, no one wants to get shortchanged, but how do we get some of that hard-earned money back in our own pockets?
Well, here beside me, counting the cash, is Paul Merriman of Clear Choice Financial Brokers. Good morning to you, Paul.
Morning, Paul.
Good morning. How are things?
We're having a chat during the break. No one really enjoys tax. Well, no one does, obviously. No one enjoys the process of it either, though. It can be tricky. No. We tend to put it off in terms of organising our tax. So where do we start? The first thing I noticed in your notes was that websites, tax-back websites, aren't necessarily the place to start.
Just be careful with tax-back. They charge an awful lot of commission to get your own money back. And it's actually very easy done on the revenue website. So we used to be called PAYE any time. It's now My Account. So everyone can just log on, anyone PAYE, log on to revenue. .ie, and then just go straight on to the My Account section. And there's a really easy to use calculator there. You can pick in different years, what you can claim for, and it's really easy. Rather than paying someone to do it for you.
Sorry, Paul, is it like me though, when back in the day when I was on PAYE, you didn't think you had anything to do because everything's done, your tax is sourced and that's it. You're not, people don't realise that there are so many things you can claim
There's so many things
therefore reducing your tax bill.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. If you go in and you actually ring revenue or go into this website, it has everything you can claim for there. It's really easy. So I'd encourage anyone watching the show this morning to maybe take even just 10 or 15 minutes out of their day. Quick log onto the site and have a look at what they think they can claim for.
So this could be for employees or self-employed?
Yeah, self-employed. Generally speaking, self-employed will have an accountant anyway that should be pointing them the right direction. That doesn't always happen either.
No.
Look, yeah, so anyone can look at the website.
Okay,
and it's easy to navigate?
Very easy to navigate. And you actually go in, you go back 4 years. You're trying to claim stuff like medical expense, etc. You actually go back 4 years. So you can go back to 2013 and start claiming stuff 13, 14, 15 and 16. Yeah. So there's people out there, there's absolutely millions of euros sitting in revenues bank that should be in everyone else's bank account, and people aren't going in and getting it back. You can go back 4 years. That's the big thing.
The med ones can also, that's the medical and dental expenses, can now be done online as well?
They've done online as well. Yeah, you can fill them in online. Again, there's a little section once you go into the revenue website to do it there.
But you have to provide receipts though, don't you?
Yeah, and that's a very good point. The one thing I'd encourage everybody to do, when you come out of your doctor or come out where you're going, take a photograph of your receipt. And that's it, because nobody remembers where they are, what they're doing. Anyone has a good phone, you have a little folder section, just set up a receipts folder. Every time you have a medical expense, take a picture and save them there. So when it comes to January and you're doing your claim for last year, you just come in and see what they're there.
But you see, herein lies the tale, you see, because it sounds very simple, and as you said, you can go back 4 years and claim.
Yeah.
But you can't claim 4 years back if you haven't got a receipt for it.
No, you need a receipt, yeah. And revenue actually looking for them to keep the receipts for 6 years. So
you don't necessarily submit them, you just have to have them on record?
No, you don't have to submit them. It's in case you're checked up on, you have to have them there.
I thought it was very interesting. We were having a chat during the break, Paul and Simon, about IVF, and you were saying that's one of the things you can claim for.
Yeah, we've come across clients before that have had IVF treatment, which is extremely expensive, extremely stressful time for people, and it's very expensive. So it's usually funded by way of maybe family helping them out if they can't, or credit unions, etc. So one thing I say is they get tax relief, they get 20% back the following year. So that can be used to maybe pay down your credit union loan or pay back family members, and it's just really missed by people. So again, anyone that's gone through that over the last 4 years and hasn't actually made a claim for revenue yet, get your receipts and get them back in and get your relief back, because it's a really big payment that,
20% is huge.
Yeah, but even the outgoing for the couple person going through it is really big. It's probably the biggest medical expense that's kind of unforeseen, obviously, for couples.
Of course.
So it's a big one.
Are there other things outside of IVF? Because we instantly think the GP's bill, don't we? And whatever went with it.
The GP's bill, that kind of stuff, the dental stuff, cleaning your teeth and all that kind of stuff isn't covered. It has to be kind of treatment, root canal, etc., to be claimed back on. But again, so keep your receipts, and again, everything is on the revenue site, what you can claim for and what you can't claim for. So invest 15 minutes for yourself and guarantee you make money.
Are the same rules applicable to PAYE and self-employed, or there's...
Yeah, well, again, with self-employed, sometimes with self-employed people, self-employed can pay the PRSI. They didn't pay for years, forever, and revenue brought it out recently. So if you're self-employed and you want to pay PRSI 4%, you start getting some benefits. Those benefits are more related to out of work. So if you're sick, you get the sick benefit, where currently if you're self-employed, you don't pay, you don't get it. There's a few dental treatments and that. Generally speaking, if you're self-employed, you're anyway up the north, kind of the salary range, paying 4% is a big chunk, so most accountants advise not to do it. But again, all those things we talked about, med ones, everything, so same for PAYE and for self-employed.
Well, what's the 4% based on?
4% on your turnover, your salary.
But if you're self-employed, how do I know so it's based
Your
on last year's salary?
It's called net relevant earnings. So exactly. So if you have, say, 100 grand coming into your self-employed business and 50 grand going into expenses, you've got 50 grand net relevant earnings. It's on that amount.
So it's 4% of the 50.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, but it only gets you really into the kind of the space of the claiming job seekers, sorry, not job seekers, out of work. So
But a
sickness
lot of people
benefit.
in my business, myself included, who do not work all year round.
Yeah.
If we could work maybe 8 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
If you add up the single days and double days.
Yeah.
That's where you might see a benefit of that, though, because at the moment, if you're self-employed, you get nothing in terms of unemployment
But it's
benefit,
only if
etc.
you're out. It's only if you're out of work sick, really. Yeah, because the unemployment benefit will kick in, but the big one here is the out of work due to sickness or illness.
Right,
But
okay.
that can be covered really clever. There's an awful lot of products that people don't realise, like financial products that people don't realise are tax deductible. One of those is income protection. Your income protection product it is tax deductible, and that will pay you maybe after 4 weeks of being out of work sick. That will kick in and pay you a
Right.
certain amount of your salary as well. So that's maybe a little bit cheaper than going
And
to
as you
4%.
say, that's tax deductible.
It's tax
Right,
deductible
okay.
as well.
The other thing, Paul, is get a balancing statement for your P21. Now,
Yeah.
when the P21 comes in, what should we be looking for? Because it looks like double Dutch.
Yeah, you just ring revenue and ask them for the balancing statement and they'll do it for you. Be careful on this though.
But
This
what
is
are we looking for when we get that balancing statement?
Again, nobody's going to know what they're looking for because they're not going to be tax experts. So all I recommend to everybody is just ring into revenue and ask them for a balance statement. They ask you your circumstances. So whether you're married, divorce, a separation, with your kids, whether you're a single mother, a single father, all these different variations make up how you get your income tax sorted. They'll ask you all those questions and maybe send you out a refund. And that's where these tax sites do really, really well because generally just ring revenue, get a P21 statement for somebody, and somebody gets a refund and they take a cut out, which...
So that balancing statement could give us a refund?
Yeah, that balancing statement is part of the refund process, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe
And you were
we'll-
saying that these tax-back websites, you're not recommending them, but
Look, again, if you're look, I think anyone can do this themselves. It's really, really easy. The site, and in fairness, we'll say with revenue, I gives them a good shout every now and again, but they are really, really friendly on the phone. They really genuinely want to give you the money back, or genuinely they do. So it's really easy to do yourself. Invest 15 or 20 minutes yourself one day. Sit down, ring revenue, go on to the revenue.ie and into that My Account section. You go on to the My Account section, if you haven't registered already, it takes a couple of days to get a PIN out. So you put your PPSN number, date of birth.
And you get a PIN.
And then you get a PIN, log back in, and it has the last 4 years there.
And
it's
that's when you
really
get
easy.
access to all of your details.
Yeah, all your details, really easy.
see, there you go. There's your Saturday night sorted.
Exactly.
Oh, it's so much fun, isn't it?
Turn
Great
off,
crack.
turn off the telly, get
great
yourself
crack.
a PIN number, and on you go.
Get yourself a bottle of wine, log on.
Yeah, get a bottle of wine, all right. It's always happy.
Thanks when you were coming in. Appreciate
Not
that.
tax deductible either, is
No,
it?
it's not, no.
Thanks, Paul.